We're live and getting ready for what should be another great NFL matchup. Whether or not their running game was going to be a big key for today's game, it should be now with this rain as the Lions match up against the Ravens. Both teams eager to get today's action started, so let's go to the field. Hansen looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off. Decent kick. We should have a return from the 13. The Ravens will start the drive from the 28. Our EA Sports Coach Close-Up features two of the more meticulous coaches in the NFL. Brian Billick has been the head coach of the Ravens since 1999. It took him no time at all to turn them into winners, earning Lombardi Trophy after the 2000 season. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Dropping back to pass on first down. Closing in. Good time to find the receiver.
In the zone, there's going to be gaps between the defenders, and that's where the ball has to go. At that time, it wasn't there.
Second member of our EA Sports Coach Close-Up is Steve Mariucci, who football fans know served under Mike Holmgren in Green Bay, helping to cultivate a young Brett Favre. The Lions with a four-man front. Reddick is there for the tackle. Pickup of 5 on the counter handoff to the back. In my mind, a big advantage to this offensive unit with their running game against a defensive unit that has a tough time stopping the run.
Their front seven needs to get more aggressive. They need to get the jump on those offensive tackles and force them to get their inside foot back so they can take off in the middle.
Rolling out to his right. Throws it. This one falls incomplete. Bowler had to unload that pass in a hurry.
Yeah, and that's something the defensive coordinator mentioned in practice this week. Making the quarterback throw the ball before he's ready to throw it.
Sastadil comes into the game for the punt. Drummond lines up deep for the punt return. He's waving for the fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 41-yard line.
First and 10. They give it to the halfback. Thomas comes up to make the play. Tried to find something in the middle. Nothing open.
I tell you, the guys up front got outworked on that one. They got knocked off the line and they never recovered.
Ball on their own 42. The Ravens line up in a 4-3. Hand it off to the back. Polley with the tackle at midfield. 8-yard gain. Ball at midfield. Baltimore using 3 linebackers. Throwing. Fitzsimmons was the one they were trying to get the ball to.
The intended receiver on the play.
Nothing happening for the offense there, forced into a 3-and-out. Here's the punt. The officials are trying to determine where it went out of bounds. So they have first and 10 here. Lewis is on the right of the formation. Gets the pass off. He finds his man. Bailey comes up to make the play. He was able to hit his receiver in stride, and the play goes for a first down. The Lions with a four-man front. Receives the handoff. Lehman makes the tackle. Gain of 6, maybe 7 on the draw. That first down marker is just inside the 46. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Trying to find some room in the middle, but there was no place to go.
I'll tell you what happened. The defense was coming with a lot of guys in a run blitz, and the hole that play was supposed to go through was filled with defenders.
3rd and 4. Lewis is the deep back. Hands off to the tailback. Kennedy is there for the tackle. Picked up enough to convert for the first on that delayed handoff. Ball on the 43-yard line. Detroit using 3 linebackers. Nice play. Steps up into the pocket. Good penetration that time, John.
And that's the kind of thing you got to do. You got to find a way to put the pressure on and disrupt his timing in the pocket.
Now in 2nd and long after the sack. Backs are lined up in an I. Loses 1 tackle. And a fumble. The Ravens grab the live ball. They have to reach the 33 to convert. The defense lines up in the nickel. This one is handed off. Pressure. What a tackle from behind. Great stop by the defense.
Yeah, they really had the plays perfectly defended. They were able to move them back.
Sastadil will come into this game to punt. Here's the kick. And he chooses not to return this one.
Fair catch made at the 13-yard line.
Only one man back. He gets the catch. Lewis makes the tackle. The linebacker brought him down to the turf. Ball on their own 16. Jones, the lone setback. Gets the pass off. Rogers was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Harrington from the shotgun. Under pressure with the pass. Just couldn't get that pass under control. Good call by the defense as they sent the corner on a blitz.
He just had too much pressure in his face to see anything, and he threw one out there. Lucky for him, it wasn't picked off.
Sands is back to receive this kick. Here's the punt. won't take a chance trying to return this one.
Made at the 49-yard line.
Detroit using 3 linebackers. Bailey comes up to make the play. Lewis runs it for about 3 on the counter play. They have to get the ball inside the 39 to convert. Bowler scans the defense from the gun. Gets the pass off. Almost intercepted.
The pass falls
Was the intended receiver on that play.
The intended receiver
And
on
had
the
the
play.
coverage on the play. Lewis lines up on the right side. Pressure coming. Swing pass to the running back on the left. Hall created problems in the backfield on that play.
Watch this. He stands him up, and he puts him right down. That's stopping in your tracks right there.
Here's the punt. They'll spot this one where it
Out
went
of
out.
bounds at the 24-yard line.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Jones is the deep back. Harrington sends a man in motion. Reed is there for the tackle. That's an 18-yard gain on 1st down. It's 1st and 10. Williams is lined up on the right. Closing in. Gets rid of it. And it's caught. And he is bumped out of bounds at the 43. He caught the pass but didn't go anywhere.
Nope, they were on him like glue.
And they need about 9. Baltimore using 3 linebackers. With the pass. With the adjustment. Thomas
The
with the
catch is
stop.
made for a
Well
first
placed.
down.
He puts it just enough in front of his receiver, and it's a 1st down. Ball on the 37-yard line. The Ravens come out in a nickel package. To carry it. Reed is there on the stop at the 32. So just about 5 yards there, picked up on the halfback draw. Fifth play of this drive. 5 yards to go. Williams lines up on the right side. Pressure. Great call by the defensive coordinator.
And this is the type of team that likes to blitz to create pressure. They'll call the cover 2 or cover 3 on passing downs a lot of time, but they also like to bring extra guys on blitzes, trying to mix it up.
The 27-yard line is the spot they'll have to get it to convert on this 3rd down play. Baltimore comes out in their nickel package. Drops back. Throwing. He couldn't control it. The little lob doesn't find its intended target. He gets the kickoff. This one just half the distance. No good. At the end of the first quarter, it's not enough. Baltimore, 0. Detroit, 0. And we're ready to start the second quarter. After the missed field goal, they'll set up shop at the 44. The Lions with a 4-man front. Receives the handoff. Fakes the handoff. Throwing on the run. And he drops the pass. He can't come up with that one, John. It just slipped right out of his hands.
I'll tell you, that was a tough one. When you're playing in these types of conditions, even the easy passes can be hard to hang on to.
Aimed it off to the back. Comes up to make the play. Lewis with a nice burst through the middle that time. 5-yard pickup. Five yards to go. He lines up on the left side. Bowler with a man in motion. Throws it. Ooh, nearly picked off. Holmes had his hands on it.
I think he was invisible out there. Wasn't even seen. That's a break for the offense.
So they'll line up the punt after going 3 and out. Here's the kick. And he waves for the fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 21-yard line.
First and 10. The Ravens come out in a 4-3. Hand off to the tailback. It's free. The Ravens pick it up. He loses it that time, John. They turn it over.
Okay, one of the most important things you have to do in weather like this is protect the football.
So it's first and 10 following the fumble. The Ravens come out in the bunch formation. Hand it off. Breaks free of the defender. Keeps his feet moving. Rogers with the tackle. Now let's have a look at what our runners have done up to this point. Mason in motion. Give it to the halfback. Reddick is there on the stop. 4-yard gain on the play. Ball on the 13-yard line. They line up in the I formation. Mason goes in motion. Just won't go down. Can't get it from behind. Lewis had very little help up front, maybe a yard or two on the play. "12 yards needed to get into the end zone. The Lions with a 4-man front. Hand it off to the back. Bailey is there for the tackle. They can't get the first down, but they're in field goal range. And it's on its way. The field goal attempt is good. So the drive concludes with a field goal, and they seem to be relatively happy with that.
Not every drive is going to get you a touchdown, so getting 3 was big. Now they got to go over what worked and what didn't, so the next drive will get them a TD.
Stover is back and ready to put this one in the air. They'll return this one from the 17-yard line. The Lions will start this drive from the 33.
On the return.
The Ravens come out in a 4-3. He hands it off. Weaver comes up to make the play. So let's take a look at how this back compares to the opposition. About a yard to go. Schlesinger lines up on the right side. With the pass falls incomplete. Rogers was the intended receiver on that play. The Ravens come out in a nickel package. Gets the ball. Fakes the handoff. Rolling right. No chance to get it off as they closed on him very quickly.
The defensive coordinator teaches his guys to be very aggressive out there on defense. He has a lot of confidence in his cornerback, and he's willing to leave them out there in single coverage on an island. So they'll blitz on just about any down, looking for a big play.
Very solid defensive effort to force the 3-and-out. Here's the punt. Fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 33-yard line.
First and 10. Detroit lines up in a 4-3. Bowler sends a man in motion. Hand it off. Holmes makes the tackle at the 35-yard line. Nice tackle by the linebacker. It's second down and 8 to go. Detroit comes out in a 4-3. Tosses it right. Breaking free. Quarters is there for the tackle. Good job up front as the line springs the back for the first down.
The thing that happened there was the offensive line did a heck of a job of blocking that blitz, and that allowed the back to get through the line and into the secondary.
Detroit using 3 linebackers. Hand it off to the back. They'll mark it at the 47. So after that run, we can see how the 2 main threats on the ground have fared so far. They have to get the ball inside the 45 to convert for the first down. They give it to the halfback. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. The defensive line playing that one perfectly, John.
Yeah, they sure did. What the offense was trying to do there was make it appear like it was a pass play and hand the ball off to the back after the defense goes flying by. Just didn't happen out there in that one.
The Lions with a 4-man front. Hand off to the tailback. Lehman comes up to make the play. Lewis picks up the first down. That's the second time on this drive he's been able to move the chains. And this is the 6th play of this drive. Only one man in the backfield. Hangs in the pocket, throws it, almost picked off. Oh, man, he really got lucky that time, throwing it right at the defender who drops it.
They were in a zone defense in perfect position to make the play, but they let it get away.
And this is the 7th play of this drive. Hands it off. Rogers makes the tackle. The defensive tackle shed the blocker and makes the tackle after a short gain. Ball on the 39-yard line. And this is the 8th play of this drive. Almost at the 2-minute mark now. Defense lines up in the nickel. Gets the ball. Missed the tackle. Can't bring it in. Kennedy with the tackle.
This is tough running here. Let's watch him as he gets through right here. And he breaks a tackle and keeps moving forward. I tell you, this guy's hard to bring down.
Ball on the 31-yard line. And this is the 9th play of this drive. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Detroit comes out in their nickel package. Looking upfield. Block is there on the stop. Well, here's a look at his numbers after a nice run, and you can see he's been able to break some tackles. They'll convert for the first down if they can get the ball inside the 21. Only one man back. Hand it off. Holmes comes up to make the play at the 21. Good solid run there, and that's exactly what they will be looking for all day long on the ground.
On a 3rd and short situation like this, the defense has to be ready for anything.
11th play of this drive. In field goal range now. They're inside the 20 and have a 3-point lead. Great to get through. Can't get to the marker on 3rd down, so let's see if the place kicker comes in now. Matt Stover lines up to attempt what will be about a 40-yard field goal. And it's up. It wasn't long enough. He missed it.
If they don't want to go into the half down by this much, they're going to need some good throws and good clock management here.
So they're ready to go on offense after the missed field goal. They'll start at the 29. The Ravens come out in a dime package. With the throw. Pulls up, makes the catch. The defense gives up a first down because they had a linebacker covering a wide receiver. And it looks like they're going to go with a no huddle. Going to the air on first down. Good protection. Gets the pass off. And he dropped it. Williams was deep down the field, but couldn't haul it in.
Hey, I'm sure they're going to keep on passing so they can get in range for some much-needed points.
We're just about down to 1 minute. Jones lines up on the left side with the pass, and he can't find a way to keep possession. Good throw, right on target. He just couldn't bring it in.
I think that's a case of the ball being slick because of all this rain. When the quarterback can find you and get you the ball, you have to make the catch.
The Ravens come out in a nickel package. Throws it. He couldn't control it. Pretty good throw there, John, but the back failed to hang on to it.
You have to be able to make those catches.
Harris is back to punt. Here's the kick. And he chooses not to return this one.
Fair catch made at the 18-yard line.
They have two choices here. They can get a little greedy and try to drive for some more points, or they can just play it safe and go with a few running plays.
Lewis, the lone back. Handed off to the back. Taylor pulls him down. The linebacker comes up to make the tackle. Looking to pick up a first and moving down the field. Still a chance for them to increase their lead. 2nd and 4 coming up here. Heat is on the left side of the formation. Bowler sends a man in motion. With the throw. Broken up. He can't come up with that one, John. It just slipped right out of his hands.
When it's raining like this, you have to make sure you get the ball secured. It looked like he might have taken his eye off the ball at the last second, and that had a lot to do with him losing it.
Detroit goes with a 4-man front. Jones comes in motion. Still running. Ball is there for the tackle at the 30-yard line. Fresh set of downs after the misdirection play.
Hey, I know they want to increase the lead before half, but they got to be careful and not let the other team back in it with a turnover.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Heat lines up on the left side. Bowler with a man in motion. Dropping back to pass on 1st down. With the pass, it's going the other way. He got way up there to make the pick.
I'll tell you, these interceptions are all about timing, and he timed that jump perfectly. One thing as a defender you want to avoid is trying to take a gamble for a turnover and then giving up a big play that lets them get points before the half.
Jones is on the right of the formation. Pollard in motion. Pass play here on 1st down. Throws it. Incomplete pass. So they lose out on an opportunity to pick up solid yardage.
One thing you don't want to do when trying to get a late scoring drive is turn the ball over. They're already behind as it is, and they can't afford to be down anymore. So it's all about smart decisions by the offense.
Baltimore comes out in their nickel package. Under pressure, gets rid of it. This pass is incomplete. Harrington saw the pressure and got rid of the ball.
The play didn't work because the quarterback's timing and balance was off. When he starts to feel pressure, he gets a little nervous, and he has to get rid of the ball.
And here's what they've been able to do so far on 3rd down. Baltimore comes out in their nickel package. With the pass, and he lets it slip out of his grasp. Pollard was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Nothing happening on that drive, and they'll punt it away. Here's the punt. Won't take a chance trying to return this one.
They need a big play here if they want to have any shot at scoring before the half.
1st and 10. Detroit comes out in a 4-3. Gives the ball off. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. Lewis wasn't able to get anything going on that play. And this should be the last play of the half. So after the first 2 quarters of play, the score is 3-0. Both teams have lined up, and we're set for the second half kickoff. And it's a short kickoff. From the 17. The Lions could not get anything going through the air, and they find themselves trailing as we start the third quarter. The Ravens with a four-man front on the carry. He's taken down at the 37. Looks like the pickup of about 6 on the draw. About 4 to go. The Ravens come out in a 4-3. Still running. Runs through the tackle. Counter goes for a gain of about 3. And now our viewers can see how successful each team's main running threat has been today. Third and a deuce. Baltimore comes out in a 4-3. Looking to run it here. Reed makes the tackle. What a run, netting them a first down. First and 10. Jones in the backfield. Harrington with a man in motion. To carry it. Breaks free of the defense. McAllister is there for the tackle. And a flag is down on that play. His face mask may have been...
Got an inadvertent face mask on the defense. Number 21.
They called
First
it
down.
inadvertent.
I'll tell you, these face masks are getting so big, you can start off going for a jersey and end up with a handful of face masks.
Ball on the 40-yard line. The Ravens come out in a 4-3. They give it to the halfback. Comes up to make the play. Nothing doing that time, John, as the linebacker gets there quickly.
He's one of those guys who's a sure tackler. He'll move up and play physically at the line, come on a blitz, and play the run just about as well as anyone on the defense.
The Ravens come out in a nickel package. He gets the carry. Is there for the tackle. Bryce didn't have much to work with on that running play. On third down, they have to get it to the 30 for a first.
I think this defense looks forward to these third down situations because they've been stopping them today.
I think that incompletion was the result of a wet football.
Yeah, these new footballs are already a little slick. When you add moisture, you start getting some split-fingered stuff. Good in baseball, not good in football.
Harris will try to have this one stop inside the 10. Here's the kick. And he signals for the fair catch. It's first and 10. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Kennedy is there on the stop at the 30-yard line. Pickup of 11 on first down. Detroit lines up in a 4-3. Bowler with a man in motion. Holmes comes up to make the play at the 31. Big tackle. He puts everything into that stick. It's second down and 10 to go. Lewis, the deep back. Holmes is there on the stop. Not what they were looking for on that play call.
Yeah, the back just couldn't decide where he wanted to go with it. He hesitated just a little. By the time he decided where he wanted to go with it, the defense was all over him.
Third and long. Lewis lines up behind his fullback in the eye. Gets the pass off. Incomplete as the defender knocks it away. Moore was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Bryant was there on the coverage. Drummond looks like he's ready for the return. Here's the punt. This one goes out of bounds.
At the 49-yard line.
First and 10. Baltimore comes out in a 4-3. The 40. Lewis makes the play at the 35.
This is a great block. Watch here. He just barrels into the defender, taking him right off the turf. Now that is a textbook block right there.
Hands it off to the back. Edwards pulls him down. Good job plugging up the holes on that play.
That's why they pick up all those old defensive linemen. Who do this kind of thing. They don't even look at players in the combine for defensive tackle unless they weigh 300 pounds or more, because they know if you can't clog up the line of scrimmage, you'll free the linebackers to make those plays.
Jones, the deep back. Hands it off. Is there for the tackle. Jones takes advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards. They need to reach the 25 to convert. Baltimore comes out with 7 in the secondary. Tosses it left. Runs through the tackle. McAllister stops the play in the backfield. They're sort of in field goal range, but it would have to be a long one. Jason Hanson can tie it up here with a field goal. He gets the kickoff. They miss it and still haven't scored in the game. Ball on their own 41. Pete lines up on the right side. Bowler with a man in motion. Throws it. And he makes, no, he can't haul it in. He was there, but the pass slipped out of his hands.
The coaching staff thinks that he has some of the best hands in the team. And it's surprising to see him drop a pass like that.
Detroit comes out in their nickel package. Looking to run it here. They'll go with a play fake. Gets rid of it. Nearly intercepted. Ricard was the intended receiver on that play.
The intended receiver on the play.
Heath is on the left side of the formation. With the throw, and he fails to hang on to that. Very tough completing passes on days like this, John.
You can say that again. That's why they have to do a good job of keeping these balls dry. And the same thing goes for the quarterback. You got to make sure you keep your hands dry so you have a good grip. This kind of weather can result in a lot of bad throws.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out. Here's the punt. The officials are trying to determine where it went out of bounds. First and 10. The Ravens with a 4-man front. Hand it off to the back. Stiff arm. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. Jones couldn't find an opening and was brought down very quickly. Ball on their own 37. The Ravens line up in a 4-3. To carry it. Lewis comes up to make the play at the 42. Nothing dazzling there as they call the same running play twice in a row. Third and 5 coming up. The Ravens come out in a 4-3. This one will be spotted at the 42-yard line. That third down run comes up short, so we should see a punt here. Unable to get anything going on that series, they'll have to punt it away here. Here's the kick. From the 23-yard line. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line. After a short return, he's brought down at the 29. Out of the I formation. Gets the handoff on the delay. Breaks away from the tackle. The quarters is there on the stop.
He just overran the play. Watch it right here. He's lunging. He's off balance. The ball carrier breaks free, and he picks up the first down.
Throws it. He hits his receiver. He lost it. The Ravens scoop up the fumble. Ball on their own 42. Detroit lines up in a 4-3. Jones in motion. On the carry. Bryant takes him down. Lewis has gained enough for another first down, his second of the drive. It's been a close game for 3 quarters with only a field goal differential as we head to the 4th quarter with the score. Baltimore 3, Detroit 0. And we'll start the 4th quarter. First and 10. Detroit goes with a 4-man front. Breaking free. Can't get it from behind. Kennedy with the tackle. He adds that big run to his total, and the defense has been having a very difficult time bringing him down. Within scoring distance. Detroit using 3 linebackers. Hand it off to the fullback. Quarters comes up to make the play at the 23-yard line. 5-yard gain. And this is the 5th play of this drive. They're within striking distance here. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Receives the handoff. They'll spot this one at the 10-yard line. The Ravens gets past the sticks again, picking up his 4th first down on this drive. Sixth play of this drive. They're within striking distance here. The Lions come out in a nickel package. This one will be spotted at the 3. He moves his rushing total over 150 yards on that carry. Seventh play of this drive. They're inside the 5. Only one man back. Jones, the man in motion. Hand it off. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. Taylor couldn't pick up any blocking on that play. So it's 3rd down, and they can actually get a first down without getting a touchdown. Gives the ball off. Taylor comes up to make the play. The offense stalls, but they do have a chance to put 3 points on the board. He shouldn't have any problems with this attempt. The kick is up. The kick is good. The Ravens leading in the game, but not by much. So the drive ends not with a touchdown, but with a field goal. And the coaches, while no doubt happy for the 3, will have to take a look at how to push it down the field all the way the next time for a touchdown.
And give credit to the kicker there. It's nice to have a guy that can make your drive worth 3, even if you don't get it in the end zone every time.
Stover in to kick this one off. Should be a return here from the 13. The defense did a great job on the last series, forcing the offense to go 3 and out. So they have 1st and 10 here. The Ravens line up in a 4-3 with the carry. Lewis is there on the spot. So a gain of about 1
1-yard gain on the play.
Ball on their own 35. Only one man back. Looking for room. It's a fumble. The Ravens scoop it up. Johnny fumbled, and that's something we've seen from him before quite often.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that gets the ball stripped
There's
way
a
too
challenge
much.
on the field.
He never
The
seems
play
to
will be
improve in
reviewed.
that area.
And we'll take a few looks to determine whether the ball came out before the knee was down.
The key thing here is that the ball started to come out before his knee was down. If it did, then it should be counted as a fumble.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Detroit will be charged a timeout.
And the official was unable to see anything to change his mind, so the call stands.
But they took the time to make sure.
Ball on the 36-yard line. Detroit goes with a 4-man front. Bowler sends a man in motion. He gets the carry. Just won't go down. Rogers is there for the tackle. Busted through for a few tough yards. They need to get the ball inside the 26-yard line to convert for the first down. The Lions with a four-man front. And off on the draw. Holmes comes up to make the play at the 27-yard line. Lewis takes advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards. Third and maybe 1. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Kennedy makes the tackle. They're looking to keep this drive going.
Well, they had a clean shot at the ball carrier, but they didn't finish the play and ended up costing them a first down.
In field goal range now. Detroit comes out in their nickel package. Pressure coming, throwing. And he throws incomplete because he had major pressure.
The corner came on a blitz and he sprinted for the quarterback. Guys love the opportunity to get a sack. And that time he just missed taking him down.
And this is the 5th play of this drive. Detroit goes with a 4-man front. Runs through the tackle. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. Sixth play of this drive. They're within striking distance here. The Lions with a 4-man front. Handed off to the back. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. So they come up short of the first on 3rd down, and we should see the kicker here. Matt Stover comes in to attempt what will be a 44-yard field goal. And it's up. He misses it, and now they remain just a touchdown ahead instead of 9 points. After the missed field goal, they're set to go on offense at the 34-yard line. Jones in the backfield. Throws it. And it's caught. Dallas takes him down.
This is what they have to do. Keep making completions down the field and move the chains. Watch this one. He knows he's got to get the first, and he picks the right guy to throw it to.
No pass on first down. With the throw, Johnson makes the catch. A great one-on-one stop by Sanders.
Perfect execution to get this first down. Look at it here. He knows how far they have to move the chain, and he gets it by making the right decision and laying it in there like that.
Still running. Pushes off. Lewis is there on the stop. Picks up some tough yards there. On 2nd down, they figure to go to the air as they try to get closer to the end zone. They have to reach the 30 to convert. Baltimore comes out in their nickel package. Gets the pass off. Just can't find a way to bring that one in. In these conditions, the rain clearly a big factor.
The quarterback has to make sure that he has a good grip on the ball before he lets it go. When it's raining like this, it's not unusual to see a few more bad snaps, fumbles, incompletions, and stuff like that out there.
Williams is on the right of the formation. Dropping back. Throwing. He couldn't control it. Looked like that may have slipped out of his hand.
The offense hasn't been able to get it going these last few plays, but they got to change that here on 4th down. If I'm the coach, I'd try something new, because the defense seems to be anticipating some of these plays.
Well, if the defense can stop him one more time, they'll get it back. Drops back. Gets the pass off. Knocked away. They didn't have much choice, needing a touchdown to take the lead, and now they'll turn it over with very little time left. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Hand it off. Lehman stops him for negative yardage. The defense eats the play up.
Well, you know what they say, the quickest way to the end zone is straight ahead. Going to the outside isn't always the best way to pick up yardage. Running the ball right at the defense can be very effective strategy.
Detroit goes with a 4-man front. Bowler sends a man in motion. On the carry. Wilkinson is there for the tackle. Lewis couldn't get out of the backfield.
I'm guessing this should be a run. The defense can't be lollygagging around, because if they are and they give up a first, this one's over.
Ball on their own 31. The Lions line up in the quarter defense. Give it to the halfback. Stop cold by Bly. Lewis never seems to go down in the first hit as we take a look at his rushing total and yards after contact. So we have it, Jim.
The officials are going to review it. Whenever a questionable call happens in the last 2 minutes, the review is called from upstairs.
And what they'll look at here is exactly where the ball was when he went down.
Yeah, they're thinking the ref was going to give him that left foot spot when they were thinking it should have been a right foot spot.
The call on the field is overturned.
It was unclear initially why they called for a review, but now we understand the reason.
Yeah, it's important to get the calls right at this point of the game.
We're just about down to 1 minute. The Lions line up in a 4-3. Ball on their own 42. Fifth play of this drive. A little over a minute left. So they'll just wind the clock down and get out of here with a win. He'll just take a knee. Ball on their own 40. A lot of speed on the field for the defense as they line up in the quarter. We've come to the end of this one, and the score is 6-0. This is Al Michaels with John Madden saying goodbye for EA Sports.